Education, all protocol observed. I bring you warm greetings from the Director of ICT Communications and Knowledge Management, Madame Nodumod Lamini, who unfortunately is unable to join us due to other equally important assignments that requires her urgent attention. My name is Felicia Koagbeji, and I'm a Senior Communications Officer here at the AAU. Today's session, as Naomi mentioned, is specially dedicated to all the valuable members of our noble association. It is also presenting us an opportunity to be able to welcome the new members, both associates and full members, who were admitted to AAU's membership this year. As you may be aware, the AAU receives applications throughout the year, and those who meet the requirements after a thorough review process are admitted into the association's membership. And this year, we are proud to welcome a total of 21 members, with 20 being institutions based in Africa and 1 being an institution based in Germany. My colleague, Ms. Edith Lowry, who is our membership officer, will soon be introducing all these new members to us. To our new members, we want to warmly welcome all of you, and we look forward to closely engaging with you and working hand in hand with you as we transform Africa's higher education sector. We hope that you will take advantage of the many benefits available to AAU's members. Again, this morning's session is also aimed at creating the platform to fostering discussions around partnerships and collaborations, as these are key elements in advancing African higher education. Without further ado, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to transition to my next task, which I'm indeed honored to be undertaking, the task of introducing the Secretary General of the AAU before he delivers his message. Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole is a higher education practitioner with over 35 years teaching and research experience. He obtained his first degree from the University of Ife in Nigeria and holds a doctorate degree from the University of Ibadan in Nigeria. In 2009, he was engaged as a senior expert for higher education at the African Union Commission and was involved in the Mwalimu Nyerere Scholarship Scheme for Africa. He was also involved in the African Quality Rating Mechanism, the European Union Mobility Scheme, the Tune in Africa Project, and the Pan-African University Project. He also previously served as a project officer and coordinator of the World Bank's project on quality assurance for African universities at the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana. Prof. Oyewole has keen interest and expertise in various aspects of higher education, including leadership, quality assurance, internationalization, harmonization, accreditation, and the African credit systems. He's currently the cluster leader for research and graduate studies for the African Union Continental Education Strategy for Africa, CESA. He has provided leadership for many higher educational projects in Africa and is very conversant with various higher education initiatives in Africa over the past 15 years. He was once the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, in Nigeria, and also once the President of the Association of African Universities from 2013 to 2017. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole as he delivers his message to us for today's celebration. Over to you, Prof. Olushola. We are very happy and ready to listen to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Felicia. Let me welcome to this forum the President of AAU, President Bakri Said Osman, and all AAU governing board members, past and present, who are connected to this meeting. Let me also welcome to this platform vice chancellors, presidents, rectors, pro-vice chancellors, and other institutional heads who are gathered here today. I understand that today's program is an all members program, and it's really my pleasure to welcome all of us on behalf of the AAU Secretariat and our regional offices in Cairo, in Sudan, and in the USA to this platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this occasion is the celebration of the 2022 Africa Universities Day. But beyond this, our intention is also to especially welcome the new member universities who are joining the AAU. The theme for this year's celebration, Open Science, Bringing Equity to Research and Publishing, was rightly chosen to help all of us to reflect on strategies for strengthening open science implementation by African higher education institutions. This 2022 celebration is also seeking to increase advocacies for the adoption of best practices to further generate knowledge about open science and its impact on interdisciplinary research, as well as to highlight opportunities created for scholars and communicators of research to learn from one another. Yesterday, I delivered an opening speech, and yesterday too, I participated in the special session of the North African office. I welcome all of us to this discussion today, and I believe that the program that have been lined up today will be of great importance to every one of us. Before I conclude, let me note that on Thursday, we shall be having a session to disseminate the outputs from a special program that we call the East African Pilot, or the Demographics of African Faculty Study. We hope that we'll be featuring our partners. We'll also be featuring our partnership with the eLearning Africa on the AAU eLearning Africa Learning Management System and the training courses available on this platform. I believe that all universities in Africa have some things to benefit from these courses that are available on this platform. So please, tomorrow, join us. Friday is going to be our main celebration for the African University Week. Indeed, it will have been 12th of November, which is our founding day. And on that Friday, the president of AU will make an address, and prominent speakers from the Centers of Science and Technology Studies at Lady University, the Knowledge Center in Australia, and the Open Access 2022 initiative will grace the event on that particular day. I welcome all of us to this particular platform today, and I call for open interaction among all of us as we learn from each other. You are welcome once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole. Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole is the Secretary General of the Association of African Universities. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Miss Edith Larry, who is the membership officer here at the AAU, to take us through the welcome session for AAU new members and desk officers. Miss Edith Larry, kindly take the floor.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to you all. I stand on the protocols that have already been established, and I welcome you all to today's event. I say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedules and joining us this morning for this special event. Without taking much of your time, I would like to play a video that will talk about the Association of African Universities for our newly members who are yet to know more about the AAU. Naomi, please, you can go ahead and play the video. Thank you. Naomi. Hello, Naomi. Is everything okay?
Yes, Edith, I'm sharing my screen now.
Okay, thank you.
The Association of African Universities, AAU, is an international non-governmental organization founded in Rabat, Morocco in November 1967 by heads of Africa higher education institutions to promote exchanges and cooperations amongst themselves and with other strategic stakeholders. The AAU operates in 4 official languages: English, French, Arabic, and Portuguese. And its membership is spread across the 5 geographical regions of Africa: North, South, East, West, and Central, but has spread its membership to non-African countries. The AAU's purpose is to connect, create networks, share information and experiences, as well as collaborate with strategic actors in higher education in various fields, including institutional strengthening, capacity building, collaboration and research, teaching, learning, and consultancy services. The association is also the lead implementing agency on higher education for the African Union Continental Education Strategy for Africa, CESA. The headquarters of the association is in Accra, Ghana, and it has regional offices in Sudan for East Africa, Egypt for North Africa, and in 3 universities in North America. The AAU has a country office in Nigeria. There is every reason to join the AAU. Being a member of the association comes with numerous benefits, including institutional growth and visibility. This is AAU, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Okay, thank you very much, Naomi, for that video. Can you kindly share the screen now so that I can welcome the newly admitted members of the Association of African Universities? So like I said earlier, this is the welcome session for our newly admitted members. And earlier, Felicia mentioned that we had admitted 21 member universities, that is 20 from the African universities and 1 from a non-African country, that is the IU University from Germany. And also we admitted 16 universities, that is for full membership, and then 5 universities for associate membership. The difference between the associate and full membership is that full membership is open to—
Slides are not moving.
Naomi?
Your slides are not moving.
Yes, I'm speaking to it before I start the welcoming of the universities.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Prof. So the difference between the full and associate members is that for full membership, it's open to only African universities. They are the only ones that can apply for full membership. Associate membership is open to universities from non-African countries, university institutions from non-African countries and African countries, and African universities who are yet to graduate their first cohort of students. And just like Felicia said earlier, we went through a lot of processes to get these member universities admitted as members of the Association of African Universities. And once it's done, we are here to welcome each and every one of these members. And we hope that the benefits of the AAU, they will take advantage of these benefits, and together we will light up and carry the light of higher education all over the world. So let me not take much of your time. Let me just go ahead and start welcoming the full members that were admitted earlier this year. Starting, Naomi, you can now move the slides. We are not only introducing the universities, but we are introducing their DEX officers too as well. So the first university we have on our list is New Era College of Arts, Science and Technology, Botswana, and their DEX officer is Naomi, is Karen Dewanga. The next one, Naomi. We have the Information and Communication Technology University in Cameroon, and their DEX officer is Dr. Faluso Ayani. We have Diridao University in Ethiopia, and their DEX officer is Dawit Daniel. We have the Ghana Communication Technology University, Ghana, and their DEX officer is Ni Adote Abraham. We have the Garden City University College, Ghana, and their DEX officer is John A.T. Williams Walker. We have the Tamale Technical University, Ghana, and Mr. Osman Mubarak Abu is their DEX officer. We have the KCA University in Kenya, and ZDC Sambu is their DEX officer. Meru University of Science and Technology, Kenya, and Dr. Amos Naomi Meru. Naomi. Hello, Naomi.
Edith, I'm here.
Okay, I was actually on Meru University in Kenya. So if we can have the slide back. Yes, we have Dr. Amos Odiambo as their DEX officer. The next slide. We have Akwa Ibom State University, Nigeria, and we have Dr. Mrs. Jemima Timothy Ekenam as their DEX officer. Federal University, Oyo Ekiti, Nigeria, and we have Dr. Chika Asogwe. We have the Federal University, Dastinma, Nigeria, and we have Professor Hussein Yusuf Ibrahim as their DEX officer. Lagos State University, Nigeria, and we have Mohammed Amuni Olayinka as their DEX officer. Himilio University, Somalia, and we have Abdi Adan as their DEX officer. The University of Western Cape, South Africa, and we have Umesh Bawa as their DEX officer. UNICAF University, Zambia, and we have Dr. Vasas Vasilats as their DEX officer. Mukuba University, Zambia, and we have Dr. Evans Lefuka as their DEX officer. Now we move to the associate members that were admitted this year. We have IU International University of Applied Science, Germany, and we have Dr. Sophia Kiera as their DEX officer. We have the Graduate School of Management, Ivory Coast, and we have Robert Colby Afari as their DEX officer. Admiralty University of Nigeria, and we have Mr. Daniel Elianwa Onoja as their DEX officer. Macpherson University, Nigeria, we have Mr. Olufemi Adebowale as their DEX officer. Interstate School of Science and Veterinary Medicine, Senegal, and we have Professor Muriel Kaja as their DEX officer. We also have some DEX officers that were submitted by our member, that is existing member universities, and I will just mention a few. We have for Bafo Zandakwa for University of Allied Sciences, that is Ho. We have Hamin Madiko Gaya Mazu from Madibobo Adama University. And we have Summit University in Somalia. We have Abdul Karim Mohammed Ahmed. We have for Stellenbosch University, we have Ms. Hazel Alexandra. And we have for Open University of Mauritius, Mr. Joy B. Son as their DEX officer. We got these nominations earlier. And if you are here today and you haven't submitted the name of your DEX officer yet, we encourage the VCs to do that nominations, and then we can take it up from there. Why the DEX officers? The AAU was, before we started with the DEX officers, there was a lot of difficulties reaching our member universities. So
communicate with.
So the board decided that for us to decentralize, we established the regional offices so that they can, and the regional offices and then the DEX offices, so that they can help with the decentralization of most of the work that is being done at the headquarters. And we can share those informations that we have from the headquarters with our regional offices and through our DEX officers also to our various member universities. We brought in the DEX officers to bring our member universities close to us. We look at the roles of the AAU DEX officers. DEX officers are to respond to information requests from the AAU Secretariat. So whatever information the AAU need from its member universities, we normally write to our DEX officers, the point of contact in the various member universities, and they help with these kind of activities. The DEX officers also helps us with the disseminations of opportunities that is being shared by the AAU. As you are aware from the video that was shared, we have some of our programs, some of our services that we offer at the Secretariat. And when these publicities are sent out, we normally send them through the DEX officers and they help with the dissemination process. They encourage the staffs of their various institutions to subscribe to the mailing list of the Association of African Universities. For the newly admitted members, normally when we send out the email, we put the link for joining the mailing list, and this is being distributed, or this is being shared among the staff of the university. The DEX officer also supports with the celebration of the annual African University Week, just as this one and other AAU events. What they do is they help with the dissemination of information, and sometimes some of the various member universities also participate or also plan activities towards the celebration of the AU Week. The DEX officers also create awareness. Wherever they go, they try to be the ambassadors of the Association of African Universities. Benefits to the DEX officers. We have special events that we plan for our various DEX officers. And I'm sure due to the COVID and a few things, we have slowed down on this, but hopefully next year, we'll be putting a lot of activities for our DEX officers to participate in. Participation in AAU statutory events, just like this one and others that will come after. What we normally do is we send out invitations to them so that they can attend these invitations and they can attend these events. After their service with the AAU, we send out certificates of service to them, just to motivate them to say thank you and to say you've done well for doing your work with us and for spending your time with the Association of African Universities by bringing us very close to your university. Naomi. So we have a few important notices to our member universities. We encourage all our member universities to engage the AAU for all their capacity building needs. From our video, we stated that we had some training, webinars, capacity trainings that we run at the Association of African Universities. So if you have any need and you want you want a facilitator, you want someone to train your members in various subjects and programs, reach out to the AAU for this. Hosting of the AAU events, especially the members only event. We encourage our member universities, when they see our calls being sent out for hosting of events, they should respond to it positively, so that we can, this does not only benefit the institution, but most of the time it brings a lot of light to even the country in which that institution is based, as a form of publicity to not just the institution, but also for the country and everyone in that university too. We encourage our member universities to help disseminate information that are being sent from the secretariat and the regional offices. We encourage all our members to act as brand ambassadors of the Association of African Universities. When you meet another university, a staff of another universities, you can talk to them about the AAU. If they are not a member, you can encourage them to be a part of it. You can direct them to the website, or you send them our email so that they can write to us and we'll reach out to them. Next slide, please. We encourage all our member universities to send us their publicity videos. This is to enable us do a lot of publicity for these universities as part of the members' benefits that we give to our members. What we do is, once we receive your publicity video, a short one, normally what we do is we play them during our events. We show them on the AAU television, and this gives a lot of publicity to the institution in question. We encourage all associate members who wish to upgrade their membership status to write to membership@AAU, and we'll help them do the upgrade from associate. That is all African universities who are associate members to write to us, and we can help them to upgrade from associate membership to full members. If you are a VC online and you are yet to nominate your desk officer, we encourage you to do so quickly. This enables you to get all the information regarding the benefits that the Association of African Universities has for its members. We encourage all our member universities, their staff and faculty to participate in the AAU events. We have a lot of them lined up every year. So we encourage each and every one of you to participate anytime you see an invitation sent out. We also encourage all our members to engage the AAU television for their special events. When there is a research program that is being done and you want the whole world to know about it, you can write to us at ransford@aau.org. Engage them for your publicity, for your special coverage of special events at your institution. Finally, we want to say thank you for all the support, and we also appreciate you paying your membership dues for institutions who are online and are yet to do so. We ask that after this meeting, you can reach out to us with the emails that will be shown down there, and we can help you with the process as to how to make payment to all the membership dues. Naomi. We wish to invite every member of staff, everybody who is yet to follow any of our platforms, our online social media platforms, to do so as we show it online. You can also get all these on our website. We encourage you to join the various platforms to get information and daily updates from the Association of African Universities. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you who have joined today, and thank you for your support, and thank you. And we thank all the newly admitted members, and we pray that you would benefit from all the activities that we have at the Association of African Universities. Thank you. Naomi.
Thank you so much, Edith, for the presentation. I would now call on Mrs. Felicia Kwagbeji. I think that was something that was left out, which is the upcoming COREVIP 2023. Mrs. Felicia Kwagbeji, if you are here, kindly take the floor to give us information about COREVIP 2023.
Thank you very much, Naomi. I think as we are aware, the AU has quite a number of statutory events, and one of them, a very important one, is the COREVIP. And this is the Conference for Rectors, Vice Chancellors, and Presidents of African Universities. And it is holding next year, and we are encouraging all our members. It's also open to the general higher education stakeholders. We have people from academia, people from the funding community, and people from, all the stakeholders, key stakeholders of African higher education, then come together to have key discussions generally on what is happening, what are the key issues as far as higher education is concerned, as well as for us to deliberate on our association, because COREVIP is also one of the key arms of governance of the association. So it's where we also meet. It's the call for hosting is ending in November. So there's a call that is currently active. I think as part of the thank you message, we can add further information so that institutions that are interested in hosting can also submit their bid. All the details are captured in there. But we are all looking forward to it, and we would encourage all of us to plan towards joining the COREVIP. Thank you very much, Naomi.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Thank you so much, Felicia. We would now call on IU International University of Applied Sciences to make their presentation, highlighting the opportunities for collaborating with African universities. So kindly take the floor, IU International University of Applied Sciences.
Thank you,
Hi,
Naomi.
good morning. Sorry, I'm so sorry I couldn't unmute, but good morning, everybody. I'll take over, Annie. Okay, good morning, esteemed AAU members and associate members. We are privileged and honored to be an associate member of the AAU, being the only university in Germany at that too. And thank you for inviting us to be a part of this event, the opportunity to introduce the IU International University of Applied Sciences. Congratulations to your years of existence. So we'll start with a quick round of introductions and presenting our speakers for today. I'll start off and then I'll hand over to my colleague Nastia and then my colleague Annie. So my name is Kaysa Viren. I am South African. I joined IU last year. I'm the country lead for South Africa and responsible for any market development across Africa as well. I now live in the beautiful state of Saxony in Germany in a university city called Leipzig. I'll hand over to Nastia. Nastia, do you want to do an introduction? Oh, I think Nastia needs to be unmuted. Maybe whilst we wait for Nastia, Annie, you can continue with an introduction.
Sure, thank you, Kaisa. My name is Annie. I'm a business development manager at the EU, and I work in a B2B department, strategic partnerships, and I take care of African region, MENA region. So basically focusing and working together with other universities, other companies, digital platforms from the region. And I'm very happy to be here. And now that we are part of AAU, and yes, I'm very happy to be here to meet with all of you. And I do believe that we can build fruitful partnerships together.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting us. We're delighted to be here. Our colleagues on behalf of the IU International University of Applied Sciences, their members of the Association of the African University, colleagues, friends, we look very much forward to work with you together on your mission that has been ongoing for so long, and we're delighted to become members and continue to contribute towards fulfilling your very ambitious goals in working together.
Thank you, Nastia. Annie, if we could move on to the agenda. Okay, great. So we're going to cover about 6 areas today. We'll tell you a little bit about IU, who we are, explain to you what distance learning means to us, share a bit about our trajectory in Africa, and then Annie and Nastia will cover the B2B partnership opportunity as we see it. And then we'll leave a little bit of time at the end where we will take some questions and any comments, etc. Can move on to the next slide, Annie. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are. Next one, Annie. Okay, so IU is Germany's largest university with the world's largest online degree portfolio. We offer high quality, scalable education with a focus on maximum employability. We are a University of Applied Sciences. We are accredited in Germany and the UK with an attractive, diverse international student body from over 170 nationalities. So we were founded 20 years ago. We have campuses across Germany, and we offer multiple study models, which include distance learning for our students who opt for our online offering, and then on campus. And then we also have a dual degree option, which Annie will tell you a little bit later about. So we're very fortunate to have a student body of over 100,000 students across Germany. 70% of our students actually come from non-academic backgrounds versus 47% who typically come from traditional universities. We have over 130 specializations, which provides our students the ability to deepen their knowledge in their specific interests. And we're very proud of the fact that our students manage to show a salary upliftment. At least up to 20% of our students manage to do that after they have completed their study program. Next slide, please, Annie. Okay, so in terms of the modes that we have available for our students, we are very, very flexible, and we really cater for.
Como está?
We cater for.
Eu não consegui passar por lá hoje. Durante a semana dizer alguma coisa. Meu filho está doente. Ok. Então passei aqui pelo centro.
Okay, so for our students that choose to study full-time with us, they can anticipate to invest between 30 and 35 hours a week. If they choose to study part-time, there are two ways that they can do that, and that really it's an extension of time. So it can be anything from 48 months to 72 months for an undergrad program. And they can allocate anything from 10 hours a week up to 25 hours a week. Students are also very flexible around how they want to plan their semester. They can either do it in accordance to our pre-structured schedules, or they can structure it according to their personal circumstances and their personal preferences. Many of our students are working professionals and are studying in parallel with, having a full-time job and a family, etc. So students, all students, whether they choose to go to campus or whether it's online, they have the flexibility to register for our courses online independently, and they decide which courses they want to take up, and they also have the ability to do their exams online. Annie? Okay, now I will tell you a little bit about why someone would choose to study with IU. So earlier on, I mentioned that there are high volumes of our students that are working in parallel to studying. And I think the IU programs are typically suited towards a working professional, somebody who's working full-time and, wants to kind of improve their career trajectory. Or maybe it's somebody who has a family, maybe took a bit of a break to start a family and now wants to continue their studies, and is, potentially mindful of the time that they need to allocate towards studies and raising a family, etc. Then our programs are best suited for that type of individual. I think if we look at how the COVID pandemic really revolutionized the world of work, and remote working becoming, something that's so normal, there are so many people that are working, having traveling jobs, etc. And for those individuals who are sitting in different countries, at any point in time, and are afraid that they won't be able to go to university to complete their studies, I think the IU is a perfect match for an individual like that, who doesn't necessarily have to get their studies to stand in the way of them completing their job. Next slide. So what makes IU stand out? Well, we focus on developing future fit skills and industry relevant skills, meaning our students will be well equipped to apply their knowledge in the world of work. Our programs are best suited for individuals who are looking at boosting their career, individuals who want to potentially want to revolutionize their career. Maybe they got into the world of business and now want to move into big data, and now they need to study data science. And yeah, our programs are best suited for individuals who are looking at changing their careers completely. Also, because we are developing future fit skills or industry relevant skills, it allows our students to be able to apply the learning instantaneously, meaning that they can soon start seeing growth in their earnings with their employers. Next slide, please, Annie. So the way students sign up at IU is, it's a very simple and easy process. There's an online application. It's available on our websites, and we've got many websites and landing pages, etc., in order for them to look at the details of our programs, choose a program, and they go through an online application. Once they've done that, they will get a study agreement that is automatically emailed to them. They then need to submit all their documentation for the admissions process. And whilst they're waiting for the admissions process to be concluded, they have the ability to look at all the resources that we have available, to tell them a little bit more about the study program. There's also a trial that they can sign up for during this time to just get a feel for what they can experience once they have access to the learning app and are going through the content, etc. The admission process is really quickly. It happens within a matter of days. And then once that's concluded, they will get their login details that will be emailed through to them, and then they are good to go. They get to log into the online campus, and then they will be invited to an event which will tell them all about getting ready for their start of studies at IU. Annie? Okay. So what is a university without accreditation, membership, and association? So we are state recognized and accredited by the German Council of Sciences and Humanities and the German Accreditation Council. Our qualifications are recognized globally by both employers and academic institutions, making credit transfer seamless. IU is one of the first German universities of applied sciences to receive a premium quality seal in excellence in digital education, which is important if you're in the space, from FIBA. And in the current CHE university ranking, the 2020 to 2022, IU achieved top ranks in 6 out of 25 categories. We won the most categories out of over 300 institutions assessed. Next slide, Annie. So now I'm going to share a little bit about what our innovative learning tools look like, so you can get a feel for what our students experience once they sign up. So the student has his contract, he's got his email with his login details. He's been invited to an event, and now the time has come where he's going to be able to go through everything that's at his or her disposal. So we use a platform called My Campus, where students have complete control of their learning. They'll have access to the recorded lectures. We have a massive online library resource with thousands and thousands of books. They'll have access to all their course books and all their podcasts. I think it's also important to note that our tuition includes all the assets that I speak of now. There's no additional cost for books and that kind of thing. And next slide, please, Annie. In addition to the platform that they get, students will also have access to practical learning. So they will have the ability to interact with fellow students via the course feed. They get to engage with lecturers. Our lecturers are subject matter experts, and they get to work with the lecturers on practical cases within their specific programs. They have a calendar like any student would have at a university, and they would be able to see what they need to plan for the day, for the week, for the month. And then in addition to all of this, we also provide really great benefits, which includes access to LinkedIn Learning modules for all our students. They also have access to Microsoft, which is great. So they have access to Teams, etc. And then we also offer free language lessons for German and English, which really helps those students who potentially want to migrate from online in their home country to the on-campus element and visit, some of our campuses or finish their program at one of our campuses. Whilst German is not necessary, it does help with socializing into the country if you have the ability to speak German. And then also, we also provide all of our students the ability to start online and then finish on campus if that's what they wanted to do. Next slide, please, Annie. Okay, so I think this covers a little bit what I mentioned earlier on, so we can move to the next slide. Okay, our exams are something that our students absolutely love. Our exams are taken completely online. Exams can also be taken at any time. If a student decides they want to give up their Sunday lunch to do the exam during that time slot, they can do that. They can take it in the evening, the morning. So really, we are flexible 24/7, 365 days a year. The environment in terms of the proctoring tool that we use is safe and secure. It's really also, it gives the student the ability to take the exam in a very stress-free environment because it will be their own environment. And also it's cost saving for the student. They don't have to drive into an exam center, etc. Students also have the ability to ask for the exam to be remarked. So if they're not happy with their initial results, they also have the ability to retake the exam or to ask for a remark. Next slide, Annie. Something that is really, really well received by our student body is our career services, which is split into two. We have our online career services, and we have an online platform where we have over 100,000 jobs, job vacancies and internships available for our students to actually peruse what's available. They can apply. We're in partnership with over 2,000, almost 3,000 international companies. And then also students also have the ability to actually, look at some social proof from other employees that work at these companies. They manage to look at reviews and that kind of thing. They can register for career events, and then they can also, just find useful tips around how to go about a job search, how to apply, etc. We also have career prep training where we actually help students get workplace ready, helping them understand what to expect in an interview, how to write a CV, a cover letter, that kind of thing. We have weekly career talks, where we actually invite companies, recruiters who can actually speak about anything topical. It could be a specific shortage of skill. It could be around remote working, whatever the case may be. And then we also have, monthly or virtual coffee catch-ups with the career office team, where students have the ability to engage the career officers and really get, maybe more deep, meaningful, richer information or feedback or advice from the career services team. And then if we move on to the next slide, we offer the same service for on campus, for our students who are on campus. I think what is uniquely positioned with our offering of being able to start online and then finish on campus is that students have the ability, once they come on campus, they can apply for an 18-month job-seeking visa, which we help them with. And this allows them to actually work full-time in Germany once they've completed their study program. So I think that's something that is quite unique to RU. Next slide, Annie. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Africa. And, being South African, Africa is very close to my heart. I think the reality is that 18 million incremental students will be eligible for higher education in Africa by 2030. And if you think about it, that's 2 million students annually. And unfortunately, the collective continent will not be able to build enough universities to cater for this demand. The fact is, demand in Africa for higher education, particularly affordable higher education, just far outstrips the supply. The lack of physical capacity to meet this demand, coupled with the ubiquity of smartphones and advancements in internet connectivity, means that the bulk of this demand may be served well by online providers. And this is where we see the opportunity to partner with AAU members and actually scale our efforts in this regard. And Annie and Nastya will speak a little bit more about that later on. Next slide, please, Annie. So in South Africa alone, only 15% of the population have a higher education, and youth unemployment is sitting at over 60%. IU's vision is that everyone can access education to grow. And, this is our purpose, and this is the reason why we offer scholarships to emerging market countries. And really, I'm speaking about Africa now. When I say this, we to date have awarded over 20 million euro in bursaries to over 4,000 students. 50% of that has been awarded to African students. Today, we have over 5,000 active students across Africa. The average age of an African student at IU is 32 years old. 67% are male, 33% are female, and that's across 31 countries across the continent. And I still feel like we've really, made a small dent in this mammoth challenge of trying to ensure that everybody in Africa has access to education. Next slide, please, Annie. Okay, and this is where I hand over to Annie.
Thank you, Kaisa. Now, when we learned so much about IU already, I will be talking more in details about the partnership model, how we can join our forces and make sure that high quality education is provided and offered everywhere around the globe. So basically, under the partnership model, what we do is we provide license to our full portfolio to the partners, who later on resell them to the students and provide additional services if they want. So how do partners benefit with it? For example, you can broaden your program portfolio. You can offer the programs that currently are not covered in your universities, and then you can just take ready to go programs from IU and make sure to enroll students to the programs as well. And another option is that you can recruit more students that currently possible based on the capacities at the universities by providing online education. So basically how it works is that the partners are responsible for recruiting students, doing promotion of the partnership model, and then they pass all the information to IU. IU screens the leads, screens the students, and we grant them access to the online education. So they have access to the platform. They can do studies online at any day, any time, and because the online studies could be started at, we don't have any specific intakes, the partners can choose. Maybe they would want to have intakes every month, every 6 months, etc. It's up to the partners. They typically guide the cohort of students that they recruit, and they're free to add any additional services if they want. And when I say that we provide license to our full study portfolio, I mean bachelor, master, MBA programs, and also short courses, also called nano degrees. We do have partnership with London South Bank University and offer double degree programs. I will speak about it in a minute. And as Kaisa mentioned, our students are free to choose the option to start online and then proceed to the campuses. And they can do it either in Germany or in one of our partner universities in other countries. What we also do is credit recognition. So when students are coming from other universities and they would like to proceed to the IU degrees, it's also possible to see what courses they have studied before, and so they don't have to do them again at IU. And we do provide hybrid learning, meaning that even if the students are doing online education in their home countries, the local partners can provide additional services like maybe some workshops, maybe the additional courses, additional learning, additional support for the students if they need it. And we do provide coaching methods for the partners to show them how to use the platform, how to navigate their cohort of students. So we also support partners with these options. And we also organize partner networking events where you can meet all of the partners, exchange the contacts, and make sure that the students get the best services possible. And we do provide marketing support in terms of different photos, videos of the university, templates, brochures, and we can create marketing leaflets on the request from the partners. And as mentioned earlier, our partners are free to add any additional services to the product that we offer. And sometimes it could be language courses, it could be visa support when they want to move to Germany. It's completely up to the partners, and they're free to choose what they want. And when we talk about our programs on bachelor, master, MBA levels, and also online certificates, they cover areas like data and IT, business and management, marketing, communication, engineering and technology, health and social care, hospitality and aviation. And every year we add more programs to our portfolio, making sure that the subjects that we teach are actually demanded by the students and they cover their interest. And speaking about the programs and to give more opportunities to the students, we have a partnership with London South Bank University under the programs listed on the slide. When students enroll into one of these programs, they can choose whether they would like to receive 2-degree certificates by the end of finishing their studies, meaning from IU and from LSBU. And in this case, students, they don't have to do any additional traveling to the UK or doing additional courses or paying extra. No, it's the same program. Just by the end of it, they would receive 2-degree certificates from IU and from LSBU. And for the partner students, this is free of charge. And when I say nano courses, online certificates, they could be presented in 2 ways. One of them is a standalone course, nano degree. It's equivalent somewhere between 1 to 2 months. And this is basically just one subject taken out of the full degree. And another option that students can choose is a diploma, which combines 3 subjects plus a project. So it's a little bit deeper in the field they would like to study. And this diploma lasts from 4 to 6 months. And for example, if students, they can start with just 1 degree, just 1 subject, then they decide, okay, I actually like it, I would like to learn more. They can prolong it to the diploma and do 3 subjects, and then again, prolong it to the degree if they would like to get a certificate, like degree certificate in this area of the studies. So it's like a stackable solution for the students. And when we designed this partnership model, we decided in the mind, like keeping in the mind what would be best for the partners, and we provided on the model of revenue share. So our partners can gain up to 45% of the revenue share, and the pricing is very attractive for the emerging markets. More details could be provided like of this meeting at later stage. And as Kaisa mentioned, we have opportunity for the students to start online and then move to the campuses. And for example, for bachelor programs, it could be done in the model of 2 years online, 1 year in Germany, or for the master programs, depending on the length, it could be either 2 semesters online, 2 on campus, or 1 semester online and 1 on campus. And when students are transferring from online to Germany, for them, it's typically easier to get the visa because they're already students. They get a confirmation from IU that yes, they're doing the program and they're going to finish the program in Germany. And also with this option, they can secure their place in Germany like right away when they study their education. So they know already in 2 years, at the end of my bachelor's degree, I want to come to Germany. They can secure the place right away. And typically how the communication with potential partners works is that first we establish a separate meeting, we discuss again with the partner the model, we answer all of the questions, we make a plan how the partnership could work, and then we sign an agreement. Then the partner gets a chance to meet our whole team, our operations manager, our marketing manager. They will get an account manager as well. And we guide them on every stage of the partnership. We provide a number of trainings, how to use the platform, what are the admission requirements, how to submit applications. Then we show them the demo account of the platform. And we support the partners on really every stage of the partnership because we're interested in building fruitful, long-lasting relationship. And that's why we work as with true partners and not just providing the services. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them now. Or you can also email them later on at info-partners@iu.org. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Kaisa and Ani. I would just like to add, before we conclude the presentation, that IU, International University of Applied Sciences, is committed on the backbone of the 3 major megatrends that we have noticed that are happening globally. Number 1 being the growing demand for high quality higher education. Secondly, the appetite for distance learning. And thirdly, the need for the digital skills also for those who have already completed their education several years ago and are already working as working professionals, but need new skills. And these are the main 3 factors that are driving the IU on a mission to make high quality education accessible to anybody, anywhere, at any time. And one of the main reasons that we partner with institutions around the globe is to enable and give access to all of the individuals who would like to study, because we understand that there are limitations to the physical infrastructure of a classroom, but none of these individuals should be left behind. And that's why we offer a perfect combination between the distance learning and the physical through our partner.
All right, thank you so much for such a lovely presentation. We will now take a few questions because I've seen a few hands up. So Monioluwa, if you have any question, can you take the floor and ask before we wrap up?
All right, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to ask my question. And I thank IU for the presentation. My question and observation is related to the degrees and certificates issued by the IU. I work with the Open University in my country, but there is high discrimination against the degrees or certificates issued by open universities. And I think this is also a global issue. I wouldn't know if you have such an experience at IU, even among academic colleagues. For instance, we're trying a partnership with some colleagues in the conventional universities. And then they said, oh, sorry, we can't continue with this discussion because we don't invite people from Open University as our examiners. Although a few people will do that, but there is this stigma by academic colleagues, even by the industry. We had an experience of an industry saying that we do not recognize this certificate. And so how did you manage that? Did you have any of such experience? And how will you advise us to also handle that? I also noticed that you are a dual mode because you have students also on campus and also online. But if you were to offer only just online certificates, maybe you have similar experience, that's high level of discrimination. But because you are dual, people may tend to overlook the online aspects. Thank you very much.
If I may start, and then my colleagues can also jump in to answer your question. We are very fortunate at the IU due to the fact that we have been offering fully distance learning degrees for a very long time, and we have developed the didactical and pedagogical approach to really be at the forefront of the innovation of how to create the curriculum and the units. And there is absolutely no differentiation between the degrees, whether our students have completed them fully online, whether they have completed them in a hybrid format with the part of the degree being started online and then continued on campus, or having the entire degree completed on campus. The curriculum, the content, the knowledge, the exams, and the degree at the end awarded is exactly the same. So there is no discrimination in terms of the format that the education has been taken by an individual. And we also don't discriminate whether that individual is a full-time student, is a working professional, a stay-at-home mom, or any individual in between, because we believe in the democratizing education, and therefore we want to make it accessible to anybody.
Thank you so much, IU International University of Applied Science, for your presentation. Before we wrap up the session, the African Jobs Board team would like to have a presentation. But before that, I would like to play a video from the membership unit at the Association of African University, to tell us more about AAU and of course, how to become a member of the association. So kindly give me a few minutes and I'll play the video. Thank you.
This is the Association of African Universities, AAU, an international non-governmental organization founded in Rabat, Morocco in November 1967 by heads of Africa higher education institutions to promote exchanges and cooperation among themselves and other strategic stakeholders. The AAU envisions to be the leading advocates for higher education in Africa, with the ability to provide support to its member institutions to meet national, continental, and global needs. Its mission is to enhance the quality and relevance of higher education in Africa and to strengthen its contributions to Africa's development. AAU membership is spread across 5 geographical divisions of Africa: North, South, East, West, and Central. The association's constitution has been revised to allow universities outside the continent to become associate members.
It counts over 415 higher education member institutions from 46 African countries and from 5 non-African countries, namely the United Arab Emirates, Malaysia, France, Puerto Rico, Guyana, and Germany. The association's membership is grouped in 2 categories: 1, full membership, and 2, associate membership. Full membership to the association is open to universities in Africa and institutions of higher education in Africa that have university status in their respective countries and have graduated their first cohort of bachelor's level students, whereas associate membership is open to non-African universities, higher education institutions, and African universities yet to graduate their first cohort of bachelor's level students. Here are some benefits of AAU membership. Growth. The AAU provides one of the best continental platforms for institutions to grow through partnership, identifying new opportunities in the higher education space, and utilizing resources and contacts to enhance institutional effectiveness through partnerships, agreements, and working relationships. Visibility. The AAU offers greater exposure of member institutions and universities in local, regional, and international events by being placed on the AAU mailing list that reaches the entire higher education community, development partners, and other higher education stakeholders, and increased media presence through the AAU Media Outreach TV, a continental media platform for higher education. Contribution to the knowledge pool. This is achieved through extensive collaboration and cooperation on issues of interest to higher education in Africa. The AAU operates in 4 official languages, namely English, French, Arabic, and Portuguese. Its purpose is to connect, create networks, share information and experiences, and collaborate with strategic actors in higher education in various fields, including institutional strengthening, capacity building, collaboration and research, teaching, learning, and consultancy service. The AAU headquarters is in Accra, Ghana, but it has expanded to establish the East African Regional Office in Khartoum, Sudan, the North African Regional Office in Cairo, Egypt, Nigeria Country Office in Abuja, and North American offices hosted by University of California and American Society for Engineering Education. The AAU is governed by a 15-member board of directors, elected continentally based on geographic, linguistic, and gender-based considerations. The board of directors meets annually to review the implementation of decisions of the association's General Conference, which is the association's highest decision-making body. The Secretary General is the Chief Executive Officer of the AAU and is responsible for the daily operations of the association. The association is administratively supported through membership fees, while programs, projects, and other institutional activities are funded by various development partners. These collaborating partners are many and varied and include Africa Union, European Commission, World Bank, Carnegie Corporation of New York, MasterCard Foundation, and IDRC. The AAU implements various projects together with its partners to advance and improve the quality of African higher education. These are Africa Higher Education Centers of Excellence for Development Impact, ACE Impact Project, Harmonization of African Higher Education Quality Assurance and Accreditation Phase 2, HACA 2 Initiative, Webinars and Capacity Building Workshops, AAU Television, African Jobs Board Projects, the Africa Research, Innovation and Development Network, AFRID, Database of African Theses and Dissertations, including research, DATA-R, AAU eLearn Africa Learning Management System, African Women in Higher Education Network, WUHEN, Science Grants and Council Initiative, SGCI Research Management Project, Demographics of African Faculty, DAF Project, the Promotion of Research, Innovation and Digital Culture in Central Africa, PRENAC Project, African Research and Education Network, Continental Education Strategy for Africa, CSA 16 to 25 Higher Education Cluster, Small Grants for Thesis and Dissertation Program. The AAU provides a platform for networking with strategic stakeholders, including policymakers and development partners. The AAU built Inter-University Alliance, bringing together stakeholders to showcase African scholarly work through reflection, consultation, debates, cooperation, and collaboration. The AAU is the lead agency and builds human and institutional capacity and provides leadership on emerging issues that provokes academic thinking and solutions. Join the Association of African Universities now by registering through the link shared. For further inquiries, visit the association's website, social media platforms, or contact us through membership@aau.org or +223 2641 73153 or +223 5477 28975. Here is the AAU, the voice of higher education in Africa.
All right, thank you so much for your patience. That was a video from the membership unit of the Association of African Universities. I'd like to introduce the African Education Jobs Board team to give or do a presentation on what the unit is about and what African Education Jobs Board is about. It is one of the benefits. It is one of the many benefits of being a member of the Association of African Universities. Now, before I welcome them, I'd like to give a brief bio about the African Education Jobs Board. It is the leading African job board for careers in academic, research, science, and related professions. The main aim of the African Education Jobs Board is to increase the visibility of higher education jobs in Africa, supporting the aspirations of government and higher education institutions to retain academic talent within Africa and to promote academic mobility between educational institutions across Africa. The association partnered with the Warwick Employment Group to come up with this African Education Jobs Board. I'd like to call on Ms. Comfort Yabwa, who is the Sales and Marketing Officer for the African Education Jobs Board, to give her presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Naomi. And please permit me to share my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
Thank you very much. All protocols observed. And I thank the organizers of this program for giving the African Jobs Board the opportunity to make our presentation today. Okay, thank you, Naomi, for the bio. You summarized everything for us. And as Naomi rightly said, the African Jobs Board, it's a platform where we advertise vacancies in various higher educational institutions. And this morning, this morning or this afternoon, I am very pleased to call upon to introduce the Jobs Board. So, to begin with, the Jobs Board was launched in November 2020 and has been the first website for the continent serving jobs vacancies, which include academic and non-academic. We realized—
Comfort, please go into presentation mode.
Okay, please. Okay, sorry for that. And thank you very much, Mr. Abed. So the African Jobs Board was launched in November 2022 and has been the first website serving the continent with vacancies, which include academic and non-academic. We realize most higher educational institutions do not have means or ways of advertising their job, and mostly it's being advertised on the institution's website or newspapers. But these avenues do not guarantee that the jobs have a wider audience or will cut across the African continent. The African Jobs Board, our main aim is to increase academic mobility by providing professional services roles within Africa, and also to support continental recruitment for African higher education. Okay, so secondly, our objectives is also to retain and cultivate excellent talent in Africa, to gain knowledge about the African academic job market using data and statistics produced. Thirdly, to provide career guidance to help job seekers hone their talent. This career guidance are mostly through our webinars we organize. The African Jobs Board team, we organize webinars from time to time, and we educate especially job seekers, also graduates, on how and prepare them for the job market. Finally, to share employment opportunities in higher education institutions across the African continent. Also, we have our partners. Our first partner is the Association of African University, and it's a long-standing leader in the space of African tertiary education. We also have the Warwick Employment Group, which also provide worldwide employment opportunities for students, institutions, and their staff. Thirdly, we have Education Sub-Sahara, which is ESSA. It's also an independent charity organization whose purpose is to join up, inform, inspire, and increase impact for everyone investing in education in Sub-Sahara. So these are our major partners. Okay, so this is also some statistics since Jobs Board was launched. We have the number of jobs posted on the job platform. That's 4,116. So briefly, we can all go through. The number of employers on the platform, 261. Posts on social media and the engagement rate, we have 96 tweets for 9.6% engagement rate. The number of users, that's the sites visited by our job seekers, we have over 30,000. And the number of applications via email and URL, via email we have 1,367, and then via URL 3,669. And then the subscription, we have 564 profiles and 2,242 job alerts. Finally, we have over 40,000 sessions. Okay, so these are some benefits of using the African Jobs Board. One, to reduce brain drain and retain talent in Africa. Two, to achieve a connected continent through eased mobility. We also promote excellence among African higher education institutions through the recruitment of best candidates for jobs. Since our jobs cut across Africa, and once you advertise your opening with us, this opening goes well, it goes continental, and you have qualified people or people who are interested in academia applying to your jobs. Also, recruitment of highly skilled labor force through the visibility of academic and non-academic jobs. Finally, affordable advertising of jobs compared to the use of traditional media such as newspapers. Okay, so this is a brief presentation from the Jobs Board team, and I would like to urge every institution represented here to subscribe to the services of the African Jobs Board. As we talk now, if you have any job opening in your institutions, you can forward them to us, and we are going to post them on our platform. So you can contact us via Africa. Okay, so this is our platform. You can view the platform for yourself via africa.edujobs.com. And you can also contact us via African Jobs Board at aau.org. Thank you very much for your attention. Ms. Naomi, thank you also very much.
Thank you for sharing such an insightful presentation with us. And we do hope that our member institutions will take advantage of this platform to market their numerous job opportunities in their various institutions. I would like to play, before we wrap up this section, I would like to play a short video from the Jobs Board team, and then we wrap up. So kindly hold.
Institution on the African continent, there is no need. Looking for a job in higher education institution on the African continent, there is no need to go looking. The Africa Education Jobs Board will deliver available jobs to you via our platform. To start your search, visit our website. On our website, you will find variety of job postings classified by the sectors and professions they belong to. There are sections devoted to variety of career-related materials, as well as information on African countries. All information you require, based on the job description and requirements, are accessible on the site. If you are looking for a job in higher education on the continent, use our dedicated portal, www.africa.edujobs.com. For job market updates, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AF Jobs Board.
All right, thank you so much for your attention and of course, your participation and engagement till this time, now that we are about wrapping up. Before we wrap up, I'd like to take us through quickly and briefly how our program would look like tomorrow. So tomorrow is an all-inclusive session. It's not just for members. Everyone is invited. Anybody from the higher education sector is invited. Tomorrow, we'll have some presentations on creating national open science policies, challenges, and opportunities. Because today's session was only for our members, it was handled or organized by the membership unit of the Association of African Universities. But tomorrow, we go back to tackling the main theme of this year's celebrations, which is open science, bringing equity to research and publishing. So we'll be talking about creating national open science policies, challenges and opportunities with focus in South Africa. We'll also be talking about viable alternatives for open sharing of African scholarships. SCORS will be making a presentation on sustaining open science infrastructure using SCORS as a case study, of course. And then we'll have a presentation on open science and research publication and visibility. We'll take a few Q&A sessions. As I've mentioned, the themes or the sub-themes we'll be talking about. You can go prepare some questions on these areas, and then we'll have a fruitful discussion tomorrow, God willing. So thank you so much. I would like to use this opportunity to thank all our high valued and of course esteemed higher education members for joining us for today's session. We are really, really grateful. We've had an impactful session, and we hope that you would send us your questions pertaining to the membership or the jobs board, or even IU International University of Applied Science. If you have any questions, you can email them using the via the emails and contact details they provided during their presentations. My name is Naomi Darko, and I hope to see you join us tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Have a grateful day.